Hi guys, this is NUB SAUCE. I'm going to do a playthrough of Transport Fever of the campaigns. There are two different campaigns, one based in Europe and one based in the US, both the 7 missions. But all of the missions have 5 medals to be won, or 5 achievements to be won. And I'm going to do this playthrough, going for all 5 medals every time. For this first video, I'll start off on the American campaign, so let's see what that's about.
The land of opportunity demonstrates your talent and rise to become the most powerful transport company in the most powerful country in the world.
Yes. And the first mission?
The future lies in the West. We will bring progress to this barren swath of land full of simple-minded country bumpkins and savage natives. But transporting the required goods is painstaking and expensive. A railroad from east to west, now that would be a real gold mine. But the competition never sleeps. The Central Pacific Railroad has already started construction on a line from the Pacific. Let's beat them to it and open up the Wild West.
Yes, this is actually a quite nice timed mission. You only have so much money and so much time to get across this barren desert. And I should also note that I actually like the voiceover here.
Welcome to the Wild West. It is the year 1864, and we find ourselves in the tranquil settlement of Cheyenne, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. The tracks from the east end here. Our job, to construct a railroad line to the west. The first transcontinental railroad in the whole of America. The investors have given us a rather modest sum of money, but that'll have to do if we don't want to scare them off. If the competition carries on working at the current pace, they're expected to reach the goal before us. Let's spare ourselves this disgrace and get started. If we want to beat the competition to the goal, we'll need more workers, and workers need feeding. Once the men are half full, this business with food could generate some extra income for us.
Okay, so let's take a look at the medals here. The first one is Hidden Treasure. You'll have to find the hidden gold nugget. It's hidden on the map somewhere, and there are some quest clues around the map to tell you where it is. So it's not that hard to find. Dry Spell. You have to take the route past all wells in the desert. It just means that you won't make a straight line through the desert, so it's also pretty easy. Tool Factory. It's easy to fail this one because you get stuck on the main target, which is to get to the next town and the next town. For this one to work, you have to take a pause and build up some tools before you continue building rails. Beat the competition. It can be quite tough to make it before May 1874, but that's what we're striving for here. And then happy investors. In most of these campaign missions, you get a certain sum of money. Here you got $3 million, and usually 2 times during the mission you can take in extra money from the investors, but in this one you can't take any extra. So you'll have to make do with 3 million and then earn your own money. And then the first mission here is to deliver grain from the Cheyenne farm to the Cheyenne grain stores. The farm is right here, and the grain storage is right here. So it's a very short journey. It's easy to accomplish, but since it's almost the only thing that can make you money in this mission, you should try to profit maximize this setup. Both the farm has a limit of 50, and the grain storage has a limit of 50 units per year, and it will never scale up as it will otherwise do in a free play. So you'll never have more than 50 grain units per year to transport, so you have to make as much money as is possible per unit. And the way I would usually do that is to put in the truck stops as far away from each other as possible. So maybe down here, and the other one maybe up here somewhere where you can still get the grain storage in the pickup area. But I think I'm going to cheat and make a little more money, and that's by making an intermediate stop somewhere over here. It will mean that I need more trucks, but they will make money, so it doesn't matter. I only need this one to be in the pickup area. So when the industry lights up, that's when the truck stop is in range. We'll need one as far away from the first one here, but not in contact with the farm. So this would be a nice place. Now I need a depot so I can get some vehicles for both routes. It's here. When you're doing a campaign playthrough, you can't build while the game is paused. If you're in free play, you can build all that you want while you pause the game. I'm not sure why it's so important for the game to actually run while you're building, but that's how it is. I'll put a line here. This one will take grain to this intermediate stop. I'll wait for cargo. The second line will take grain from here, wait for cargo, and deliver here. So it would be much more efficient if it didn't do that, but I need to make money. We need to keep those investors happy. Then I need a bunch of vehicles to be put on the line. I'll just start by one on each so you can see the frequency. Each of these wagons transport 4. They need to make around 12.5 trips per year, and a year corresponds to 12 minutes in the frequency. So there should be one wagon every minute. So for the yellow line I would need about 18 vehicles. So I need to buy a lot more. Let's just put 15 more on it. 73, not quite there. 65 seconds, that's nice. Then I need to get the other line to 65 seconds as well, so that's a lot of 12. Okay, that's 58. Maybe I should change one over. 61, 63, that sounds nice. So they'll start rolling, they'll start working, they'll start making me money. It won't take long for the... It's already producing. So it won't be long until it starts stacking up here. Now the industries always have to build up their own stockpile first for some reason. But you will see something pop up over here in a minute. That's the first goods. So it's already 9 grain ready to be picked up. So that'll be working. It'll be making me maybe 200,000 a year. It's peanuts, but it's with a very tight schedule, it'll be better than nothing. What a noise. Just disable expenses here. But I if anyone is making money, it's the card maker. Okay. I don't know if it... Well, not allowed to build tracks yet. But the next mission will be to connect the Cheyenne station to Laramie. So there's a huge mountain in the way, so I'll need to go through this valley and across the river and into Laramie. So much noise. The first load is away. I'll put it to 4 times speed, so I don't have to wait that long. Of course, this extra long route means it takes more time for me to get to the next mission, but because I'm making more money, I'll be able to save some time in the end of the game. Because at some point in the game I'll need to earn my own money to continue. Something to wait a little more than 3 minutes. When set to wait, it's standard 3 minutes by game global variables, whatever. And there's so many here that they're clogging up the entry point. Ooh. So the first guy is out. 4 grain. Those workers will be happy to eat some grain. A healthy, gluten-rich diet. It really is noisy. I'm not quite sure the developers took into account that you might have a lot of vehicles in the same place. It will make a lot of noise. Let's see how much money. 5.6, 13. This should actually make some quite good money.
Let construction begin. In order not to fritter away our meager starting capital already on the first leg of the journey, it'd be sensible to choose a route that avoids costly blasting operations to build tunnels.
Yeah, to basically go through the valley. I'll start by crossing the river here. It will make sense to put in a station here and then go over the river next to this other bridge on the west side of the east side. I think the clever one would be the left side. Don't snap. Don't snap. Maybe a steep bridge, but it'll have to do. I'll try to hog the road because that just makes it a bit easier. cheaper. I don't want to go in there. Whoopty. There's no reason to go full speed now. Slowest speed. What's the mission? Passenger station, okay. I'll make it as short as possible. Might as well put in cargo station as well, because I'm going to need that very soon. And it may look silly to have them on the same track, but that's just why spend money on a piece of track when I'm going to put that in anyway. I just need to connect this. I don't want to knock the houses down, so I just need to go over here. This road.
Wonderful. This one leg completed already. However, we're already encountering our first difficulties. It was very good of the government to place this land at our disposal free of charge. If it weren't for those damned Indians. They've pitched their tents right in the middle of our planned route. Our scouts seem to think they're rather displeased with the white man and his iron horse, and that's us.
Yeah, so we need to deal with the Indians or indigenous Americans. Let's see what they have to say.
Those damned Indians, they're sabotaging our work and are said to have physically attacked some of our men. We need to do something. We have various options. Either we buy them a piece of land of equivalent value, which could get pretty costly, or we could settle it the old-fashioned way, which would probably cost us our good reputation in certain circles. Or else we could try to bribe them with firewater, although its consumption is known to make one rather aggressive.
Yeah, I can't remember what happens if you do the firewater thing, but I know that if we use violence, they'll not help us with the gold nugget. That's a bit of metagaming, but we'll just have to play nice. It's very costly, but yeah. So they moved out and let us move into the territory. So we need to connect to Rawlins. When we've done that, we can connect the iron to the tool factory. And that's why I put in this cargo station. Up here. I think it makes sense to knock out this road. Then put the station in here. Passenger, please. Yeah, it covers most of the city. And it's pretty flat between Rawlins and Laramie, so it should be easy. Yeah. Should be able to just pull it all the way. Except for those huts. Makes sense to put on this side of camp.
The problem with the Indians has been settled, but we've already encountered our next challenge. Before us lie miles and miles of nothing but bone-dry steppe. We'll need to make sure we don't run out of water. However, there should be iron ore deposits that we can exploit to earn a bit of extra money and to produce tools.
Yeah, so we can take iron from here to this factory, convert it into tools, and then take the tools to either Laramie or to Rollins. If I'm taking them back to Rollins, the train will have something to do both ways, but they're not using the same car, so it'd be almost the same if I just dump iron down here and convert it to tools to Laramie. So I would take 2 wagons of iron down here with the locomotive, and the same locomotive have another 2 wagons towards the other way. Or I could take 4 wagons of iron down here and go back empty. It's the same. So I should only do iron. But how much does it produce? Up to 100, up to 50. And how much does Laramie need? Laramie only needs 23. Rollins needs 31. So it would be more clever to connect both tools. So maybe 3 iron wagons and 1 goods wagon. Okay, next quest.
It is rumored that a huge nugget of gold is buried somewhere in the wasteland before us. The first settlers are said to have buried it somewhere out in no man's land, while on the run from gunslingers. An aging saloon girl in Laramie knows more.
Okay, so we need to go to Laramie.
The huge nugget is buried in the desert, says the lady in the saloon. That is, of course, incredibly vague. However, she also seems to think that the Indians might have already found the nugget and then reburied it, as in their minds, gold cannot be eaten.
Using the crosshairs in the top left corner of the task window, you can jump to the area where the gold nugget is supposedly buried. Right here. And let's just tell you, it's not. So next clue is by the Indians.
A small Indian boy who was evidently better disposed towards us than his fathers has whispered the following to one of our people. In the mountain that the sun kisses goodnight, and where the shadow of the great tree pierces the heavy rock, you will find nothing that can be eaten. What is that supposed to mean?
So, in the east, well, the shadow of the tree hits the rock. Right here. We need the lowering tool.
It's true! We found it! Our treasure. It's best to keep our find a secret so we don't get any enviers sniffing around the place.
So it cost $50,000 to dig up a gold nugget. And the only thing we got to get for it is one of the medals. Well, it's needed. Okay, so now I need to set up the iron road before I do all this desert. So I'm going to need to connect this road again. And now I can do passenger steps. So I can make the horse wagons dump off the tools here. And then dump off tools here. And hopefully I'll exchange iron for tools here. And convert iron to tools here. Now we need some vehicles. But for now, oh, and also need some vehicles up here. And it's over here. I'm going to make the station. So for now, I'll just put into routes with only one wagon. Take tools from here, dump it there. Wait for full. And one horse wagon. So that's what's done. I can always add more vehicles later. So, and here, take iron, convert it to tools, deliver some of the tools here, and hopefully take some more to back to the station. And one horse wagon. And wait for iron. Actually, no, don't wait for iron. Don't want to stack up on tools just because I'm waiting for iron. Then I need a cargo train station. Comes in the main line. Also need to put a little depot. So I'll do a line here, start here, wait for iron, deliver here, and if possible, pick up some tools. I'll just call this line for tools. To distinguish. We can't afford a lot, we only have 1 million left. So I can buy a general, then I'm about 800,000. That's 2 gondolas and 1 boxcar. 2 for iron, 1 for tools. And if I make money, I can upgrade more. Or because it's flat, I could use its cheap locomotive. So I have the power, but it's a long straight. Yeah. I'll do the cheap one. 1 boxcar and then gondolas for the rest.
Our loan has already been used up. The investors won't like that. But if we ask nicely, maybe they'll give us a little bit more.
I'm not going to ask them nicely. Because I want this metal. So we'll try about it, see what happens now. These are 900 tools. See if we can make money. So we have a train station here, and to pick up iron in a short while. I'll go down to this train station, dump the iron. It'll be carted off here. Convert it to tools, cart it back to here. So it should work. This one should change to line usage. Yes, production more than 0, just in a few minutes. I'll set it to full speed 4 times. And it's producing. It's picking up iron. It's going to wait for another 2. Can hold another 7, so we'll wait a little longer. to put a logo on. NUB SAUCE train service. And if you notice the smoke from the smokestack, it's like the smoke clouds have little tiny holes in them. If you go to normal speed, it's nice and thick, and then it's faster. It'll just get more and more choppy, and when you've got a big game running, it'll be even more choppy because of the low frame rate. So the smoke effects will only be drawn on each frame, it's not determined by the speed of the vehicle. See if we can afford some more vehicles. Yes, we earned 200 from that. That's pretty good. So we also need some more wagons here. It's like 4. The train goes back to pick up some more iron. And already has 30 ready. That's wonderful. The train itself is making, well, maybe 50 a month. It is making money. It's not making a lot of money because it's running empty on the way back. But it is producing money. A grain deal down here. Still running at 50. Only a few carts waiting. Maybe it's time they're not waiting. Maybe we should put in just shift 1 from green to yellow. Here's the first load of tools. All of them getting dropped off here. Well, it'll try to meet the demand in Laramie before it ships anything off to Rawlins, but it's not that costly to have this one wagon doing the business. What's the frequency on the train? 9 minutes. So it should take 3/4. Take about 35 on each haul. I was doing 21, so could do with a couple of more wagons. Just to see if we can afford that. So 1 boxcar, 3 gondolas, another gondola, 2 more gondolas, 511. Damn. Just 1 more. 302. All the lines are making money except for this one. I guess I'll have to find the money for it in the next round trip. So the deal is I want to make this train the appropriate length so it can make as much money as possible, because it has to finance the rest of the journey for the rest of my track laying. Change the color. Should be dark red. How about darker red? That's nice. So I've got 360, that should be enough. Yeah, just enough. So when the train gets back and unloads the tools, it will couple on another wagon. That's actually pretty nice. In the latest update, they allowed you to update the train at a station rather than pulling it into a depot every time you needed something changed. And it makes the campaign, maybe, just a little bit easier. But then again, I'm wasting a lot of time. It's already 68. We have to do it by 74. It's really, really tough. So I guess I should just start building. I'll monitor this train and hopefully it's an appropriate size now. So let's head off in that direction. It's okay to have a sharp corner because the train won't do more than 50. So 1 wagon, perfect. 10. 1.5 wagon, not so perfect. Yeah, I don't think I have time to upgrade the train again. 266, I just have to do. On a flat plane you can get quite far for 266. Station over here. Passenger. As small as possible. I can afford it right now. So let's see when the next paycheck is coming in. So it's It's a good thing it's not only this train making money. It's only barely making money. So I can do 2 trips in 1 year.
The workers are refusing to lift a finger. They're claiming that they haven't been paid for months. No idea whether that's right, but we're pretty short on money, and it's only a matter of time before the investors pull the plug on funding us. We could put off paying our guys until next month and promise them double wages in return. Or there's another alternative over in Ogden.
Yeah, okay. So let's just see what the alternative is here.
Pious, hard-working people live in Ogden who outright refuse to accept the progress of civilization. They would work for us for almost nothing. In return, we only need to help them build a new bridge so that they can get their harvest across the river to the village.
Yeah, just for the sake of it. It's actually pretty nice to do this. Because it costs less than 100,000, so it's bargain. And it'll open up for some more grain trade. But a little bit of metagaming. If you don't pay the workers, the guys in Ogden are doing a terrible job of your job, so you're going to pay out 250,000 later. So it's expensive now, but it has to be done. So as soon as I have 100,000, I will have to pay it. Well, if I ever get 100,000. It's there in a moment.
Good. Finally, it's back to work. Unfortunately, our tools are worn out and terribly inefficient. The new tools are a blessing. They've made our work much easier. Now quickly over the hill to Ogden. And from there, we're just a stone's throw from our destination. So come on, chop chop.
Yeah, so that was the next part. Because we already created the tools, we get the medal for being foresighted. Next step is Ogden. After Ogden, we'll have to turn right down here. So it'll make sense to put in a station either here or there. So just remove this road. Maybe extend it to look straight. Station here. Without tearing down the house. Here's a track. Here's a road. For the campaign, you don't need to put in the roads back in again, but it's just force of habit. So running out of time. Something make me money. That's the Baldwin already. I'm so gonna be late for this. Because the arrival of the Baldwin is just about the last call for sending the train for the finale.
We'll soon be done, but we're running out of time. We'll need to make haste if we don't want to become a laughingstock. Quickly across the river and up to Promontory Summit so that everything is ready in time for the opening ceremony. If we're lucky, we'll even make it before the competition.
Really need some money. I'll get another 260 in a moment. So I should probably put in the bridge. The bridge here. How cheap can we make it? 79. 81. 98. Money. Let's do it. So close. Okay. I'm going to liquidate this. Because the game is soon over. So line 1 and line 2. Go and be sold. Go and be sold. This train needs to be sold when it gets to the depot. Also need to keep track of that. Come on. Show me the money or something. Might as well let it unload.
We've almost done it. Now we can finally dart across the transcontinental line in style in the first passenger train. We're certain to be greeted by a cheering crowd at every station.
Yeah. So we have 2 years. I'm not sure a train can do it in 2 years, but I have to try. As soon as this train is sold, I will have money to buy a new train at the other end of the line. Go, 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 go. The faster you're done. So we have 1 million. That's not a lot of money. But we don't need a lot. We need a locomotive. Take the fast one. Not a wagon. 50. 50 is better than 45. Yeah. That, and we need to put in a line for it. Let's just stop at every station. So here, 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 and final. So can I do it in 20 months? We can do that. It'll all be fantastic. The NUB SAUCE Express. That's good. Really good acceleration. 27 seconds to full speed. Time is so close. You might say, oh, you got almost 2 years. But it's just such a long map. It really does take a lot of time to get to the other end. Wait. 1, 2. Three, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I called it at the wrong station, but it still counts. I'm going to stop at the cargo station. Come on. Pull into Rawlins. Now through the long stretch through the desert, where someone put very artistic fountains. Thirsty people need for a fountain of water. Yeah. limestone coming up here. So it seems that we will do it in time. And we actually picked up a passenger. It's a very optimistic passenger because this train has a frequency of 44 minutes. You can only catch the train once in 4 years. But when it comes, it's good to have it. Now to speed up the hill. Actually, keep it to 50. That's quite a powerful engine. Penultimate stop at Ogden. Oh, still have half a year. It's looking good. My money's way in the loss. That reminds me, I'll have to liquidate these 2 routes. Not that it help much, because this is just... It's not making money, it's just money sink. Coming up to the bridge. Just set it for normal speed for the rest here. You see the shadows are not rendered all the way to the edge of the screen. It's a bit sad, but the rest of the game is really, really pretty. Pulling into the ultimate station. Will we be on time? Well, beat the competition, yes. Tool factory, yes. Try spelling, yes. Treasure. Heaven wishes, no. I did not take on additional loans, but my money did go into the red. That's a bit... Does it mean that I can take the extra investment, but I cannot let it go into red? This is really odd. I'll just have to experiment. I wonder if I could go back to an autosave.
The land.
Let's go back. Just before the final train. No, that's not good enough. I went into the Redwell building. Let's see if we can do it with that one. Thinking.
Those damned Indians, they're sabotaging our work and are said to have physically attacked some of our men. We need to do something. We have various options. Either we buy them a piece of land of equivalent value, which could get pretty costly, or we could settle it the old-fashioned way, which would probably cost us our good reputation in certain circles. Or else we could try to bribe them with firewater, although its consumption is known to make one rather aggressive.
Well, let's just try what else with the firewater. I really want to save some money.
It's true! We found it! Our treasure. It's best to keep our find a secret so we don't get any enviers sniffing around the place.
Yeah. So, no taking tools back. Let's see if that works. General. Should save what?
Our loan has already been used up. The investors won't like that. But if
Need
we
to do
ask
with 4.
nicely, maybe they'll give us a little bit more.
Well, I'll basically do the same as before. Except I will only sell off the tools in one town instead of trying to get them back to Rollins. Then I'll only build tracks when I'm above 200k. So that's the first goal. $293, that's pretty good. The question is, I should put another wagon on. Put on a 5th, it'll be 266. I think I'll need to save the money. Just let this one run. Still so tempting. There's one that I got failed here. Exceed your budget. I think I can take the extra money as long as I don't go in red. So I got 2 extra wagons. Which means I make about 450 per trip. And celebrate.
The workers are refusing to lift a finger. They're claiming that they haven't been paid for months. No idea whether that's right, but
And we just paid them off.
good. Finally, it's back to work. Unfortunately, our tools are worn out and dreadfully inefficient. We should have our men make new ones. There's an abundance of iron ore in the area. This will save us money and we'll make faster progress. Unfortunately, drunken Indians keep getting in our way. As they keep smashing everything, we have to produce more tools than planned.
Already fucked it up. think of speed on the sheet for the last one. Before I can continue, I need to wait for a full load of iron, then wait for the wagons to turn it into tools. Actually, I didn't put in a delivery point. Just to keep fishing, I'll put in a third one. So, a bit of unpleasant waiting. The train is almost full. For the sake of this, I think I'll put it to wait for load. I'm asking to wait for 10 minutes. To set time, I should put on 2 more. I can do all 20 in one go. When they've taken the first 20 iron, I'll just let it back to run normal. Somebody. Let's look to the left. That's nice. So it won't be long. This one didn't take any tools, that one took 2. So it's done with the 6 tools on the platform, I would guess. One here. 4, 2, yeah. So it's done enough.
The workers are refusing to lift a finger. They're claiming that they haven't been paid for months.
Pay the
Good.
winners.
Finally, it's back to work. Unfortunately, our tools are worn out and dreadfully inefficient. We should have our men make new ones. There's an abundance of iron.
Oh, so close.
This will save us money and we'll make faster. The new tools are a blessing. They've made our work much easier. Now quickly over the hill to Ogden. And from there, we're just a stone's throw from our destination. So come on, chop chop.
So it was just a little bit slower than I expected. Annoying. Really annoying. Get back. 13. $16. $19. And now we should be certain. I better make this 10-2 because I might have fucked up twice now. We'll go back and connect.
The workers are refusing to lift a finger. They're claiming that they haven't been paid for months. No idea whether that's right, but we're pretty short on money, and it's only a matter of
just
time.
pay them.
Good. Finally, it's back to work.
Tool factories, yes.
The new tools are a blessing. They've made our work much easier. Now quickly over the hill to Ogden. And from there, we're just a stone's throw from our destination. So come on, chop chop. We've almost done it. Now we can finally dart across the transcontinental line in style in the first passenger train. We're certain to be greeted by a cheering crowd at every station.
So you say. So, we'll try again. We'll unload this last load of iron, sell this train, buy a new one, and hopefully have enough money to not go in the red while doing the final trip. Which means selling off the truck route here as well when it's done shipping. I shouldn't sell off this one because it's still making money and might be able to pay for the expenses of the empty train. So let's unload here and sell. And just keep an eye on the station as well. It's empty, it's time to sell some vehicles. Actually, I figured I shouldn't place it. I can save a lot of money. So do that promo and just send it to depot. Only want to sell the wagons. I have lots of money. One wagon. We're still in 69, so there's a lot of time left. Let's put it in service. There's quite an ugly bump over the road. The thing is, when you're putting in rails and transport fever, if it goes over the road, it'll tend to make a bump. But if you build the road on top of the track, then it tends not to make a bump. That's a bit strange. So I wonder, I did take an extra $1 million of investment here, but I should be able to keep it all in the green. I'm really interested whether I get this medal this time. This one is obviously I get because it's 4 years to do the rest of the route, which takes about a year and a half. A passenger! Another passenger! Wow! Actually means I have 2 on board. I've never tried that. Oh, I've never tried that for this mission. And the passengers will get up here. Yes. Up in here. Those are not the people I took on. Okay. Last step down to the summit. With 3 years to spare. It's just a question: do I get the investor's medal? What does it really take? It never exceed your budget. That's. Well, I never exceeded it. I increased my budget. Is that okay? I don't know. But the computer will tell me in just a moment. I'm surprised how much faster it got by just saving those money on the engines.
The time has finally come. The Transcontinental Railroad is complete. This masterpiece will go down in the annals of railroad history. Congratulations!
Still wasn't good enough. Have to go 2 steps back. Yeah, it's quite a triggering mission, this one. It's funny how money and time is so interlinked in this one. Just a little bit more money is a lot more time, and yeah. It could be that this lure and money task is what triggers the loss of the medal. But then it would be nice to know what is the cutoff point. Do we need to stay above 300, 400? Oh, yeah, in the month. How expensive is that? Boom, 30. Not that bad. So I should keep above 200 at all times, yes. It's cheating, but it works. Unloaded 20. And it has loaded 20, everything is fine. Uh-oh. Spend a bunch of money. Ooh, 32. $16. should be able to make the delivery before the end of the month. Just no, too slow. So we'll try again. To the papers.
Good. Finally, it's back to work. Unfortunately, our tools are worn out and terribly inefficient. Fortunately, we acted with foresight and have already built up a good supply.
Really annoying, I can't afford all the way all the time. Just standing there, mocking me. Let's wait again. We don't want to go in the red. The investors say that's a bad thing. I guess the investors say that. It's a little train of money making. You better do it fast. Almost hear it. I think I can profit. 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 Not actually making shit tons of money, but let's try. Trains that are running empty half the way, half the time, are always a bit of a marginal effort. Margins are so thin that when the train has gotten old and is expensive to maintain, then it doesn't turn any profits anymore. 300, that should be enough. It's all a question about those investors. Are they happy? This time I didn't take out the loan. I did get the memo. Didn't take out the loan. As far as I know, I didn't go in the red yet. I don't intend to go in the red. That's the ball. I should have enough time. I don't need to buy the expensive logo. That. Load. Go to depot. Hopefully this is the final run. Already got the free first medalist. This one I will get because there's still almost 3 years to complete the journey, and hopefully the investors are happy this time. I should have enough money to keep it in the green, and I didn't take out the extra loan. Hopefully. When this one's done. And 3. Sell. Right, now we can see the bridge. So it's almost over. Will we have 5 models this time? I sure hope so. Come on. That's the stuff! The time has finally come. The Transcontinental Railroad is complete. The masterpiece will go down in the annals of railroad history. Okay, so we found the hidden treasure. To find it, you just need to look for the clues and not beat the engines to a pulp. Dry spell is pretty easy. You could actually cheat and make side tracks slightly cheaper. Tool factory. Just stock up on either 10 or 20 tools before you're done with a 5-well desert. Beat the competition. You should be able to do that before 74, but sometimes it's really tight. And then happy investors. Do not exceed your budget. Both means never take out extra loans and never go in the red. So that's how we do it. Hopefully you will be around when we return for the second mission of the American campaign. Bye bye.